Hello, welcome to Imperial Truth, your source for honest and clear reporting. Here is the news for February 17, 2025.
During a recent Oval Office press conference, Elon Musk's 4-year-old son was inadvertently caught on a hot mic addressing President Donald Trump. The young child was heard telling the president what his father, Elon Musk, had privately shared. In the imitation, the child told the president to shut up and that he was not the president. In addition to the candid remark, was observed mimicking his father's hand gestures during the meeting. At one point, he was seen with a finger in his nose, which he later wiped on President Trump's desk. Some speculate that these actions are reflections of Musk's and Trump's relationship when none are looking.
Israel is preparing to receive the bodies of 4 hostages from Gaza on Thursday, as part of a ceasefire agreement with Hamas. Additionally, 6 more living captives are scheduled for release on Saturday, marking progress in the ongoing negotiations. This development follows the return of 19 Israelis and 5 Thais in earlier exchanges. The ceasefire, mediated by Qatar and Egypt, aims to facilitate the exchange of hostages for Palestinian prisoners and includes provisions for Israel's military withdrawal. Despite challenges and accusations of ceasefire violations, preparations for the second phase are underway. The initial attack by Hamas led to significant casualties and widespread destruction in Gaza.
President Donald Trump and advisor Elon Musk have initiated a significant reduction of the U.S. federal workforce, resulting in the dismissal of over 9,500 employees, primarily those in their probationary period. Additionally, approximately 75,000 workers have accepted buyout offers to voluntarily leave their positions. Departments affected include Interior, Energy, Veterans Affairs, Agriculture, and Health and Human Services. Critics argue that these cuts jeopardize essential services and are motivated by ideology rather than fiscal responsibility. The Internal Revenue Service is anticipating substantial layoffs, which could impact tax collection efficiency. The administration is also seeking to dismantle civil service protections and reduce foreign aid, with some agencies facing near-total shutdowns.
Democrats have filed 74 lawsuits against the Trump administration, challenging various policies and executive actions. These legal challenges have been concentrated in 4 U.S. courts with a majority of judges appointed by Democrats. The courts have become pivotal battlegrounds in the ongoing struggle between the administration and its opponents. While some Democrats express confidence that President Trump will respect judicial rulings, especially those from the Supreme Court, others remain cautious. The outcomes of these cases could have significant implications for the administration's agenda and the balance of power between branches of government. The legal battles underscore the deep divisions and contentious nature of current U.S. politics.
Americans' total credit card balances have surged to a new all-time high of over $1.2 trillion. According to a recent report from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, this increase reflects a significant rise in consumer spending and reliance on credit. The growing debt burden raises concerns about financial stability for many households. Experts attribute this trend to various factors, including increased consumer confidence and higher living costs. The rising debt levels may pose challenges for individuals, especially if interest rates continue to climb. Financial advisors recommend that consumers manage their spending and prioritize paying down existing debts to avoid potential financial strain.
New research indicates that after states implemented abortion bans or restrictions, the infant mortality rate rose nearly 11%, almost double the national average. The study suggests a correlation between restrictive abortion laws and increased infant deaths. These findings have sparked debate over the broader public health implications of such legislation. The data highlights potential unintended consequences of limiting access to abortion services. Health professionals emphasize the need for comprehensive maternal and infant care, especially in regions with restrictive reproductive laws. Policymakers are urged to consider these outcomes when drafting and implementing abortion-related legislation.
Republican lawmakers are expressing concerns over President Trump's recent federal budget cuts, particularly those impacting their home states. While generally supportive of the administration's agenda, these legislators are advocating for exceptions to protect programs vital to their constituents. The pushback highlights the challenges of balancing national policy objectives with local needs. The proposed cuts have prompted discussions within the GOP about the potential political repercussions. Some Republicans fear that reducing funding for essential services could lead to voter dissatisfaction and impact future elections. The situation underscores the complexities of governance and the necessity of addressing diverse regional priorities within a unified national strategy.
Approximately two-thirds of Americans believe the U.S. government is spending too little on Social Security and education, according to a January AP poll. This sentiment reflects widespread concern about the adequacy of funding for these critical programs. The findings suggest strong public support for increased government investment in these areas. The poll also found that 58% of Americans think healthcare funding is insufficient, with many citing rising medical costs. Support for increasing federal spending on Social Security is especially high among older Americans and low-income individuals. Despite these concerns, political divisions remain, with Republicans favoring budget cuts while Democrats advocate for expanded funding.
President Donald Trump has barred Associated Press AP reporters from attending press briefings in the Oval Office and traveling aboard Air Force One. The decision follows a series of reports by AP that were critical of the administration's policies. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt stated that the ban was enacted due to biased and misleading coverage. Critics argue that restricting press access undermines the First Amendment and freedom of the press. The move has drawn condemnation from journalism organizations and political leaders, who accuse the administration of attempting to control media narratives. AP executives have vowed to challenge the ban and continue reporting on the Trump administration.
Vice President J.D. Vance recently met with Alice Weidel, the co-leader of Germany's far-right party, in a closed-door meeting in Berlin. The discussion reportedly focused on nationalist policies, immigration, and trade relations between the US and Europe. The meeting has sparked criticism due to the party's controversial stance on immigration and historical revisionism. Political analysts suggest that Vance's meeting signals a shift toward more nationalist rhetoric within certain factions of the Republican Party. Democrats and moderate Republicans have condemned the engagement, warning that aligning with far-right European figures could harm diplomatic relations. Weidel's party has been under scrutiny in Germany for its ties to extremist groups and anti-democratic rhetoric. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. You can also follow us on our other socials, links in the description box below. Thank you again.